Sarah. It's great to be here today. I'm sure most of us have heard from our leadership, like Vodafone was mentioning earlier, that we have to reduce cloud costs while continuing to build features that drive a lot of customer value. And that's because for most of you, and definitely for us at Datadog, our cloud bill looked a little something like this. But the challenge isn't just the rising costs, right? It's connecting these costs and the business value that they're driving. And that's challenging because when your business depends on hundreds of services across multiple cloud and SaaS providers, it's actually really challenging to know who's spending what. And without knowing what engineering teams are spending, it's challenging for them to actually correlate any performance improvements they make to the resulting cost savings. We really face this challenge internally at Datadog. So let's take a couple minutes to walk through how Datadog built a culture where cost efficiency is a shared responsibility. Our first step was to get all of our costs in one place. So we started ingesting all of our cloud and SaaS costs into Datadog's own cloud cost management product. And for all of you that already use and hopefully love Datadog, we hear you. Datadog is not free, and so we wanted to make sure that you could ingest all of your Datadog costs into cloud cost management as well, at no additional charge. Once we got all of our cloud, SaaS, and even Datadog costs into cloud cost management, we were able to get a real-time daily breakdown of all of these costs in one place. Then the next step was to split up any shared infrastructure costs back to teams. We, like many of you, use Kubernetes to help us orchestrate workloads and scale to meet customer traffic demands. But when teams share clusters, it can be really challenging to actually understand who's spending what in those shared clusters. To solve this problem, we use Datadog's cloud cost management product, which combines the cost data with observability data, such as the amount of CPU used by a specific team, and it accurately and granularly allocates those costs back to those teams in those shared environments. Once we allocated all of our Kubernetes and other shared costs back to teams, we were able to break down our costs from something like this back down to those specific teams. This made it really easy for us to start putting costs in front of our engineering teams and start to create a culture of cost awareness. Knowing how much teams spend solves our first problem from earlier. It also helps us know how much teams could save. Cloud Cost Recommendations generates recommendations across all 3 clouds to tell you how much you can save in the cloud without harming performance, and it puts those recommendations in front of engineering teams. Let's take a look at what that looks like. This is a pretty typical dashboard that a Datadog service might have. Obviously, we've been talking about our own Datadog costs, but I can't put all of those costs up on the screen, so we're looking at a demo web store service right now. You can see a couple of key KPIs here, latency, error rates, and you'll notice that cost is another KPI that engineers get access to all in one place. As we scroll down in the dashboard, we'll see cost savings are also just another metric engineers get access to. For this specific web store service, we've got about $350,000 worth of savings opportunities. And the top recommendation is to move S3 buckets from standard storage to intelligent tiering. The way this recommendation is generated is by looking at not just the cost data, but historical usage data over time. Now engineering teams at Datadog see recommendations and costs like this in their everyday workflows, not just in dashboards like the one on the screen, but in the software catalog, dashboards, monitors, notebooks, container app, and more. So what has all this cost visibility helped our teams actually accomplish? It's twofold. The first is that they can actually evaluate trade-offs between cost, performance, and other things when they're doing optimizations. And the second is that they can quantify the impact of their work. So what do I mean by evaluating trade-offs? Well, optimizations are never done in a silo, right? Whenever you're optimizing anything, you have to look at cost. You also have to look at performance, scalability, reliability, security, and more. With cloud cost management, our engineering teams had all of this information in one place for the first time. And the second piece, quantifying impact, this was a little bit more interesting. Our engineering teams are always improving past features that they've released and improving the performance of those features. And they knew the engineering benefits of that. They might even know the performance benefits, but they never really could put a number to it. For the first time, they were able to literally see their costs go down after they released a performance improvement into production. And they share these wins, actually, at Datadog internally. We really do this. We have a performance win Slack channel where we share both performance improvements and also cost efficiency wins. And you'll see that even Ollie, our CEO, responds and reacts to these. At Datadog, our goal wasn't just to reduce our costs. It was to create a culture where cost efficiency really was celebrated, the same way performance improvements are. And the impact is huge. Datadog has saved over $17 million annually by using cloud costs internally and putting costs in front of engineering teams. This is what we calculated for our blog post that we launched last year, but our cost savings continue to increase over time as engineers think about cost as just another part of how they build great software. And we haven't built this product alone. We've worked with customers such as yourselves to make sure that we're solving not just our problems, but our customers' problems as well. You can learn more about cloud cost management at the booth or on the demo floor. And I'd like to welcome Mike and Antoine from NatWest, who've partnered closely with us to build cloud cost management. Thank you.